Hey guys, welcome back. So, I can summarize the progress over the last 2 days with the following. Negative progress is still progress. So, as that implies, things didn't go as planned. We basically spent all day yesterday pulling the front coilovers, taking the springs off, installing our new springs, putting it all back together, and we were ready to tighten the bolts when we left. We worked, several hours. Today we come in, tighten up our bolts, set the car down. The front end was sitting like way too high, jacked up, set like way ridiculous. The pinch welds were measuring at like 7.5 inches on the front. So, took it back apart, adjusted the coilovers, and that might sound like a normal thing to do, but oh my god, these springs are so bad. It was really hard to adjust. I spent like 3 hours getting those two springs adjusted. So we finally get them adjusted, and here's the problem. So, things were going bad, but they just get worse. So, this little piece here, that the nut screws onto this, that stud stripped out on me. So great. It was hard getting it apart, and it won't go back together. Or it's so bad I know it's not going to go together correctly. So I went ahead and set the car down just to see what the ride height looks like, and it does look kind of cool. I think the front's still too high, but at least it's not as bad as it was. So I'll show you this part. These 245s look awesome. Kind of see that. The alignment's way off. I got to fix, I'll get the car aligned. But anyway, the tires look cool, which is nice. But we got a coilover problem. Our options now, we can either buy another factory shock and modify it and put this eBay spring back on. That's not happening. Or we just got to buy some coilovers, which is what we're going to have to do. The problem we face is I did not budget for this. I wasn't planning on doing coilovers eventually, but not now. So this is like a surprise cost. So it's going to have to be something cheap, at least for now. Maybe, anyway, I don't know. You get it. Please recommend if you guys got any ideas. I know there's like a billion different ones for Miatas. I'm kind of looking for just a budget setup. It doesn't have to be the cheapest thing in the world, although that sounds great for right now because I don't want to pay for it, but something on the lower end that's half decent. I only expect to use them for probably a year, maybe 2. And then replace them, and honestly, I'll replace them sooner if I can. But we need to get something to get it. Oh, it's also got to be in stock. I can't wait for something for a long time. I gotta buy something and it ship. So if you guys got a recommendation, please let me know. And let's see. How about some good news? So our intake, we ordered a piece of pipe and a piece of silicone. That box has the piece of pipe in it, which is nice. So that came in, and then the silicone doesn't get here for a few more days. But the other part, we ordered a hose crimper to make AC lines, and that came in today. So that's nice. We'll be able to, if we got the fittings, we'll be able to make AC lines soon. So anyway, that's 2 days of hard work, and we've made 0 progress. Unfortunately, that happens, but you just have to accept it, learn from it, and move on. Right now, we learned that 20-something-year-old factory suspension parts do not behave like new parts. Oh well. We'll buy some coilovers. Anyway, guys, y'all take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Alright, guys, here's a quick update on where we're at with parts and to-do list. So, just about all the parts are here, and as we just discussed, we got to get coilovers, so we added that to the list. We'll be looking for some recommendations and doing a little research, and hopefully in the next day or 2 we'll get something ordered. So, moving over here, this is our list. So you can see we're trucking away. Before this coilover thing popped up, we were actually doing pretty good. We've been knocking stuff out. We got about halfway down the list. And you can see the last thing we did was install springs, and the next one is, as you can tell, coilovers. So, making some progress. We're actually on track right now, despite this coilover thing. That may set us back, but we got about half the stuff done on this list this week. So we were hoping for 2 weeks, and today's only let's see, I'm recording this it is the very early hours of the 16th. So we're actually on schedule. If I can get coilovers over here pretty quick, then we can probably keep this going. Assuming all this other stuff doesn't take forever, but so far so good. Anyway, sorry that first half of this video was sounding a little more negative. I was pretty bummed out when I did all this work and go put this on my car, and then that stupid little stud strips out after all that other stuff. Like, it's kind of like, I'm kind of laughing now, but I sure wish it would have just, when I first took this apart and I took that off, I wish it would have just stripped out then, and I could have been sad and and then walked over here and started looking for coilovers instead of, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the number was, but I probably spent 4 hours yesterday. No, probably more than that. Probably 5 hours yesterday and probably 4 hours today. So that's about 9 hours I'm not going to get back, unfortunately. Anyway, it happens. But hey, despite the upset, we are actually still on schedule. So overall, we're doing pretty good. All right, guys, y'all take it easy.